to Tesla Life Europe, with news, tips, and great destinations to visit with your Tesla. This is episode 18.
Hello everyone, welcome to this 360 video. Today we are testing the latest Autopilot version 2021.4.12 during a trip from The Hague in the Netherlands to Utrecht. With the 360 video you can sort of virtually join me on the trip to Utrecht. So take a seat and enjoy the ride. It is clear that with all the software updates that we've been receiving over the last few months, the stability of Autopilot has significantly improved. And during this trip we will have a closer look at what that means. The first lane change maneuver in this video I will actually do by hand, so you can see how this looks, and also take a look at the steering wheel, what moves it makes when you do it by hand. It was quite a smooth lane change, no hurry, and later on you can see how lane changes look and are performed by Autopilot when I overtake the car in front of us. Actually I was a little bit late initiating the lane change, and legally the Autopilot has to wait 2 seconds after the moment that you initiate the lane change before moving over, and in that time of course you approach the vehicle in front, and if that is going really slow then you need to, or Autopilot needs to brake a little bit. So it's good practice to start lane changes early. Here we take the exit towards the A4 direction Utrecht, and it's interesting to see, if you look at the steering wheel, how stable it is making the curve. It's really very smooth, and that was one of the major improvements over the last few updates. Actually here I decided to take over manually to make the lane change because there was a car behind us, and as you can see the exit is approaching, leaving too little time for Autopilot to make the lane change automatically. And here Autopilot needs to make a lane change because of a merge. Okay, a little bit abrupt, but it was okay. That is to say, it stayed in the lane. And here's another example of a very smooth lane change. Check the movements of the steering wheel. Very, very small and very subtle. It's a really comfortable ride. On this stretch of the highway it's maybe difficult to see, but the left lane is quite narrow, and as a human driver it really requires strict attention, close focus, not to end up in the green grass on the left. But with Autopilot it's dead locked in the middle, so that saves a lot of stress from driving on these highways. And the upcoming stretch of about a few hundred meters of highway is a nice demonstration of how stable Autopilot keeps the car in the lane. If you have a look at the steering wheel, it almost does not move, so it's really stable. It may be good to mention that Autopilot, of course, is still in development, in beta version, as they say. So every now and then there is a glitch. So you have to keep your hands on the wheel at all time. Okay, so we need to visit the Supercharger, as you can see on the screen in the car. And navigate on Autopilot is on, so Autopilot will automatically take the exit. That means it switches on the blinker, it takes the exit, it slows down a little bit, and then subsequently takes the curve to exit the highway. Here I press the accelerator a little to keep the speed up. This then causes the beep because the centrifugal force is higher than what is allowed by EU legislation. So clearly here the speed that Autopilot is legally allowed to keep is lower than what you would do as a human driver.
Sla linksaf naar Goudse Poort.
We're now slowly approaching our destination and also the end of the video, but not before I show you how Autopilot can take long curves in a very smooth way, also off highway. This is the exit from the A4 highway, and after the traffic lights it converts into local roads with a fairly strong curve to the left.
Over 200 meter, sla linksaf naar burgemeester van Renesselaer.
Left turns are not yet supported by Autopilot, so I have to switch off Autopilot and do the turn manually. Then I switch it on again to perform the stop at the traffic light.
That's it for now. Meanwhile, stay safe and stay tuned. And please click subscribe to be notified of new videos.